I was raised around gorillas, dealers, and them killers. Fuck a friend, I'm my own friend, nobody real. I'm just kidding.
What it do? Thank you guys for coming back to the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for running up these views. We've broken 350 views collectively on all the videos. Thank you guys so much for that. My channel trailer video got 100 views. It's my first 100 view video on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for that. I really appreciate it. Every time I'm making a video, I want to get better at making videos so I can give you guys the best content possible. Shout out to all my friends who've been watching my videos and been helping me out with these videos. I really appreciate it. It's very hard to build yourself up on an already established platform, so I'm thankful that you guys are helping me out. My boy Yusuf, he subscribed to me. He's liked all my videos so far. Thank you for that. I know, and one of my other friends, she liked my video and has subscribed to the channel too. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. And go watch her videos too, because she does have a channel. If you're into makeup and like hair and stuff like that, you should watch her videos. And we're at 8 subscribers. It's 2 more than last time. Thank you guys so much. Like I really am appreciative of it. I even got my first dislike, so you know what? Hey, I'll take it. I'm taking all the W's I can get. But anyways, enough with that. Let's get on to the video. I've left you guys with no video for long enough. I need to make a new video right now, and now's the time. Look, I'm sorry for making you pause your binge watching experience of Recess on Disney Plus, but we talking nostalgia and we're talking about our childhood, so I hope I can make up for that. And once you're done, you can just go right back to doing that. I will too. So after some wait, Disney's streaming service with all of its catalog of movies and shows and everything else they own is here. Today we're talking about TV shows and childhood memories and just our favorite shows from Disney throughout our childhood. I was talking to a friend earlier this week, and we were just talking about, you know, nostalgia from our childhood and when it came to shows, and I kind of said that, yo, the 2000s and the early 2010s were like the gold standards for children television, because literally it was banger after banger after banger, so much so that there was good shows that just fell through the cracks. And I'm gonna say shows that you probably you're probably looking back now like, damn, I didn't really watch that show like that. And there's so much, I can't name it all. I can't name every show, but that's where you guys come into play. Comment down below, like, what's your favorite Disney TV show? You know, what's your favorite Disney show from your childhood, or even right now if you're still watching Disney right now. I watch Disney every now and then. I don't watch it as much, but every now and then when I get the chance. Back to what I was saying, there was a lot of bangers that just fell through the cracks over time, like on all TV programs for children, like YTV, Family, Teletoon, TVO, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Disney XD. Like, for everyone that's not Canadian, like YTV, Family, Teletoon, it sounds very foreign to you, but they had rights to air certain cartoons that weren't available to like the masses, that weren't available on basic cable packages. So YTV handled most of the Nick shows, and Family held most of the Disney shows, and we're talking about Disney today anyway. So I don't know if Disney had the best lineup for kids shows, but they had like a super stacked, top heavy lineup of kids shows. Like, it was like on some 2012-13 Miami Heat shit. I'm telling you, I promise you. And when I finish with this video, I'm gonna get right back to binge watching the living shit out of Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. And you know what? That's where I want to start with. Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. You know, that was the first show that I watched that dead made me stop what I was doing to watch it. It was the first show. Sweet Life of Zach and Cody was the first show that I played, like, that I interacted with it outside of TV. Because, you know, like, certain shows have games and stuff. I was playing like that. If you guys know, there was like an online game, like a what's it called? I don't remember the name of the game, but at the same time, it was on like Disney.com or something like that, and you can play like this. It was like a platformer, and you had to like hide from Mr. Mosby, I believe. Like it was a lit game for 7-year-old, 8-year-old me. All the characters in that show made me feel like I knew them. Like Zach and Cody were the perfect brother duo. They were funny. The lessons always hit. And even as a college student, even as a 20-year-old, I can go back and watch those shows and still find them funny and entertaining all these years later. Like a lot of shows kind of get clouded up with nostalgia, and you know, when you go back to watching them, you're like, that show's not really as good as it used to be, or it wasn't as good as I remember it. But Zack and Cody is not one of those shows. Like that show is still super funny to this very day. And even the spinoff they did too, Sweet Life on Deck, and even had a movie. I don't remember if the movie was super good or not, but I know Sweet Life on Deck was really, really good. Another show that gets brought up when we talk about Disney's golden age is That's So Raven. I know y'all playing the theme song in your heads right now. Like, I know it. Disney did something really special with That's So Raven, just like they did with Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and a lot of their shows, but specifically That's So Raven, because they created like a whole universe where there's multiple spin-offs, because, you know, Corey in the House was a hit. And I know Raven's Home, even though I haven't watched like all the episodes, I haven't really watched it too much. The episodes that I do watch, it's very entertaining. Like I really, really enjoy it. And almost like when especially with Raven's Home, like, cause like I said, I'll admit, like I haven't watched it all, but it's super, like, I feel like if I got more time to watch it and indulge in it, like I'll really like it, because it's funny, because you know, when I started watching That's So Raven, I was like 7, 8 years old. I believe. I don't really remember. But at the same time, now as an adult, you know, as a young adult, I'm watching this show, and it's like, you know, you're seeing these high school friends, now single mothers, raising their kids together. Also, Disney has a tendency to talk about social issues, but like the more standard social issues, like the ones that we all know are important, you know, bullying, peer pressure, you know, Disney stuff. But with That's So Raven, they took it to another level. Like I don't know what it was, but it was insane. They talked about racism, body shaming, smoking, and those are iconic episodes in That's So Raven's history and Disney's history. The relationship between Raven and Devon, that's still going on in Raven's Home, even though I know that they're divorced in Raven's Home. But wow. Like That's So Raven is so good that the show ended on a cliffhanger. Like the last episode is the smoking episode, with when Corey's girlfriend, or Corey's like, you know, love interest, was smoking cigarettes, and he took them away from her, but then hid them in like his pocket. Raven found them and thought, you know, he was smoking with his friend. Like, it's a good episode, but I didn't know that was the last episode of the show. Like, I didn't know that. It ended on a super unfinished basis, and I don't even know why they did that, but it's so good that we ignore that. Like, That's So Raven is the GOAT, man. I don't care what anyone tells me. You know, another show that is really funny, but is also, in my opinion, super underrated, is Life with Derek. That show was so litty, but also so damn Canadian. It felt I remember as a kid feeling super cool for watching that show, because Derek was a pretty damn cool character. Each character had its own little cool personality. They didn't feel stale. Even the supporting cast didn't feel stale. And it was just unique. They didn't need like crazy. And also, with Life with Derek being so good, if you're not Canadian, you probably won't even know about that show. It's basically like a split family together, and like just kind of living the life between, you know, two different families living in the same house. The main characters were obviously the mom and the dad. There was Derek, Casey, Lizzie, I believe, is the younger girl, Marty, and Edwin. And they're doing basic, you know, family stuff, going through high school, middle school, you know, going through the family realm of, you know, trying to learn about your new step parents, and, you know, each kid learning their new step parent, and just all that stuff. And it was just so unique watching them in their day-to-day, just day-to-day stuff. It didn't have to have a lot of compelling storytelling. It was just cool to watch their day-to-day. You know, I was talking to a friend about that show, and she said it was great too, until they started like fucking with sexual tension between Casey and Derek, which, I mean, I see it now. If I could probably see it now if I watched it now, but fuck it, you know, 10-year-old me was eating that shit up. It was very, very good. They didn't need too much to create fire with that show. If you haven't watched Life with Derek, like, go watch it. Do yourself a favor and go watch it. One of my early loves with Disney, and the show that really got me into Disney, was Smart Guy. And it was fire for 2 reasons. One, because it had a very litty theme song. Like, listen to the theme song.
Another slice of the life from Master T.J. Henderson. Super intelligent, a fine young gentleman. A 10-year-old whiz kid busting high school.
Every day's another lesson. In my head's in the world. If I make a wrong decision, it's not the end of the world. I will reach my destiny.
You had fun listening to that, didn't you? You had fun, didn't you? You did a little shoulder shake and everything. I was about to crip walk in here. But also, I remember not being able to watch it too much because of the time slot it came on. So it came on 9 or 10 o'clock Eastern time in the evening, at night, essentially. And I was like 5, 6 years old when I started watching the show. And I had to be in bed by like 8:30. So anytime that my brother was out with his girlfriend or sleeping at his girlfriend's crib that night, I would sleep in his room. And what I would do was, when my mom, you know, made sure I was in bed, she would go back into her room. I'd turn on the TV and make sure, you know, the TV was as quiet as possible to watch Smart Guy. And I had to make sure it was quiet too, because like my mom's room, my brother's room was right beside my mom's. And like the walls are like literally not that thick. So like you can, like if it was loud enough, she would hear it. And I would get into a world of trouble for watching this show so late and being up that late, because I had school in the morning, obviously. But I would have risked it for that show. That show was so funny. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I don't remember much of it, but my friends who still watch that show, because it's on Disney Plus right now, I haven't got to it just yet. They say, yo, the show is still fire. It's still funny to this very day. So I'm gonna get on that very soon. And do yourself a favor and get on it. Smart Guy is GOAT status, in my opinion. It's GOAT status. We can argue about it. We can fight to the death about it. I should also want to give a big shout to Disney animated cartoons, you know, Proud Family and Kim Possible. Proud Family was lit because I always watched it with my cousin, you know. Like I said, I was a kid. I don't remember too much of Proud Family, but I would watch it with my cousin. And every Saturday, I would go to my auntie's crib and we would just watch Kim Possible, watch Proud Family while, you know, playing Pokemon and shit. Like, it was super lit. It was super lit back then, that show. And I think the show is still funny now. Like, I still gush over anything Proud Family now. I remember on Chicks Tapes 4, Tory Lanez's last project. Like, it's a pretty old project. He made it in the middle of this decade. Go on DatPiff and listen to it. Go on any mixtape site really and listen to it. He used a sample of Proud Family's theme, which was recorded by just Destiny's Child. So come on, you know, already pretty good there. But he used a sample and he ran with it. Like, it's one of my favorite songs of all time, just for the Proud Family theme alone, just for the sample alone. And I gotta give love to Kim Possible too. Kim Possible was such a badass female character. She was a badass girl character, bro. I loved it. She was so lit, bro. Not even gonna lie. And yo, let's not sleep on 2010s like it didn't produce some of Disney's best work. Like, Jessie was one of my favorite shows when I was a kid. Still one of my favorite shows now. Now, it's not in my top 10 by no means, because I remember watching an episode, because they were doing like some reruns like 1 year ago, and I tried watching an episode or two, and you know, it's showing its age. You know, nostalgia is clearly talking here, but I don't give a fuck really. I don't care. Like, that show for its time was so funny. And for what it's worth, the show is still good. Like, there's certain episodes in certain seasons I could watch. I just can't watch them all now like I used to. But there's still certain episodes that still bang. Like, I can't name some off the top of my head, but there's certain episodes, if I really try watching it, that still bang. The lessons were always good. They always hit. It was still funny. The characters felt so real. It was just a really nice show. It was a really nice show. And now it's become kind of immortalized ever since Cameron Boyce passed away. Man, rest in peace to that star. I even remember getting the news on that, like Sunday morning, just picking up my phone and like seeing it. Yo, always cherish life, man. And also there's other good shows. Good Luck Charlie, which now that I'm thinking about Good Luck Charlie, it kind of reminded me as of like a kind of like a family oriented vlog version of iCarly. But it was still good. Like, I really liked the show. I know Dog with a Blog gets a lot of heat, but the show is cool for its time. Like, it's one of those shows that, like, the premise makes absolutely no sense, but the show was still good. You know, 12-year-old me was really liking that show. Another show that I really, really love, and I have no shame of telling people I really love this show, was Girl Meets World, the spin-off of Boy Meets World. And that show had so much potential. But when Disney has a tendency to make all their shows only last like 2 or 3 seasons, and they just didn't go into more routine related content, more just kind of controversial content that Boy Meets World has become goated for. Like, it had so much potential. And it's still a good show. Like, it's still really good. Like, I still watch episodes of Girl Meets World to this very day. But it could have been so much better, and that's what I'm kind of going with it. I really liked Winging It also. The show about it's like an angel, I believe, like a guardian angel. Like a kid has a guardian angel and stuff like that. That show is pretty good too. Zeke and Luther was pretty damn cool too, and it was even better for me back then. I don't know if I could probably watch the show now, but it was way better back when I was a kid, because I used to skateboard heavy as a kid. So that show, Skate 3, X Games, life was good, man. But enough with me. I wanted to ask some of my friends on their childhood memories with Disney and their favorite shows from Disney. I put it out on my Instagram, and I got a good amount of answers from Instagram, Snapchat, and even some of my friends texted me. So this is what I got. My boy Siobhan, he said Emperor's New School. When he brought up the animation of that show, and it was like really good for its time, even like ahead of its time. And he's right, because that was one of those shows, like I had to like kind of fall back a bit and try to remember what that show was, because I had a different show in my head when thinking about it. But then when I watched an episode of it today, and the show was fire. Like, the show was really, it looked really pretty. The characters were fun. Man, that's a good choice. That's an underrated choice. The show was smooth, man. It was smooth. My homegirl Emily, she said Hannah Montana. This is another show. I have no shame of saying I loved it. It's an all-time favorite for me. I don't know if I can watch the show now, but 9-year-old me, 10-year-old me, 11-year-old me, that show was lit. That show was the bomb. Like, that show was crazy. Man, my homegirl Jessica, she even said the same thing. So, and Hannah Montana, when I asked it, a lot of people gave Hannah Montana as its answer. So, come on. And that was like one of the first Disney shows I really saw get marketed heavy. Like, I remember there was a time you couldn't go anywhere without seeing anything Hannah Montana. There was Hannah Montana pencil cases, backpacks, notebooks, Hannah Montana like toy microphones. But Hannah Montana had a great moment. My girl Rika, she said Lilo and Stitch. This is one of those cartoons that I kind of remember more for the movie. But for some reason, every cousin I have has always wanted to watch this show. Every single one I have. And for good reason. The show was cute. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I liked it. I ain't even sitting there. Scratch that. I can't say I loved it, but I liked it. I appreciated it. I watched it every now and then. And see, that's another one of what I'm saying. Like, yo, like, there was so much cartoons that I liked. I just sometimes didn't have time for Lilo and Stitch, but it was a good show. It was a good show. My friend Haya, she said the same thing also. My boy Terrence, he's like, Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, of course, and even Stevens. Like I said, when I was talking about shows that kind of like I like skipped, I didn't pay attention to because it just fell through the cracks for me. Because like I said, so many shows. There's a show that kind of it mirrors a bit. Like I kind of mirrored it a bit in comparison. And it's Phil of the Future. And I liked Phil of the Future. Since I watched that, I felt like I didn't have to watch Even Stevens. But he was one of the only few people who said that show. So, I mean, yo, you different and I like it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, so many good cartoons. Some just fall through the cracks for some people. And that was one for me. That's a good choice. It's a good choice. No lie, no lie. My boy Tristan, he said Winnie the Pooh. This is like 5-year-old vibes for me. Like this is the show I watched, you know, on my mom's bed eating graham crackers, not knowing what's going on, but it looked cute as hell. That's a cool choice. I like it. I like it. My homegirl Mary, she said Wizards of the Waverly Place. All puns intended, the show was magic. Like I loved it. It was the replacement show for That's So Raven. Some people don't even know about that. It was when That's So Raven got like canceled, or when That's So Raven ended. Let's give it proper respect. They put Wizards of the Waverly Place in its place in that time slot. Y'all know how much I love That's So Raven. But if there's a show that could even stay in the same time slot as That's So Raven, it's Wizard of the Waverly Place. Like I said, the character development of that show was lit back in the day. And my boy Trick said the same thing. So Marcella, she said Hannah Montana, Lizzie McGuire, and That's So Raven. Like I said, That's So Raven was a popular one. Hannah Montana was also. But Lizzie McGuire is underrated, man. That show was really, really good. Like, I remember watching it every Sunday morning on my uncle's small-ass TV before I went to church. Yeah, I love that show. Shout out to Hilary Duff. I know they're rebooting it. So, shout out. My boy Kalen, he said Sweet Life of Zach and Cody and Recess. He's a real one. He's a real one. He's a real one. My homegirl Greta, my boy Malik, and my other homeboy Brandon, they all said the same show. Summer afternoon vibes all day with Recess. That show was good. I liked Recess. Like, I can't remember a particular moment from the show that I loved, but like I'll still watch it. Like I'm about to watch it like when I'm finished with this. After I'm doing Sue Left, Zach and Cody and Smart Guy, of course. But I'm gonna get to Recess. I loved Recess, man. They don't make shows like that no more. They don't make them like Recess no more. My boy Yusef, he said Sweet Life, Hannah Montana, Kim Possible, and Life with Derek. I said all those shows. GOAT status. That's a GOAT list. And my homegirl Mariah, she said almost like a very similar list. My homeboy Ibuka and another girl I know, Dexy, she has a YouTube channel too. Go subscribe to her. They said Phineas and Ferb and That's So Raven. Big shout outs to Phineas and Ferb. That's still one of my favorite shows of all time. I've watched at least 3 episodes of Phineas and Ferb since the show ended. Like I love Phineas and Ferb, man. That show was really good. The inventions were crazy. Perry the Platypus was lit. Phineas and Isabel were cute. Candace, Stay Hayden, but the show was untouchable. And honestly, I had so much more responses. This could have been like almost an hour-long video, but it's already super long. This video took some time to make. So if you like the video, leave a like, subscribe, comment, share it with your friends. It helps the channel grow and knows that you guys like this content. You know, I'm just trying to get better. That's all it is. I'm just trying to get better with this. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for watching this video. Thank y'all for watching this very long video. And as always, take care of yourselves and have a good day.